Hi, welcome to this quick video on how to do the Chapter 5 practice. So Chapter 5 covers sorting, and sorting is pretty simple in SQL. We can sort on one column, two columns, three columns. We can have one column go ascending and the other column go descending. So we have lots of options. So it will literally go in the order that we tell it. So for instance, if I wanted to sort, first of all, I pull all the records from vendors. If I wanted to sort real quick by the vendor state and the vendor city, if I wanted to go first by the state, and then because you can see there's more than one city in California, let me change this to say I want to go vendor state, vendor city. So all I do after my from is I tack on order by, and I only need to say order by once. If I have more than one column, I can just separate them with commas. So first I want to sort by vendor state, and then I want to sort by vendor city. So you can see down here where I've got California, it put Anaheim first, and then Bree, and then Fresno. So it literally went by this column first, and then this column. And if I wanted to, not that it won't match code or the assignment here. If I chose to go descending here, the other one will still go ascending because the default order is ascending. If I did this, I get like California to be way down here on the list, but my cities would still be in ascending order. So let me take that off of there so you can actually see what number one should look like. So this is number one. Okay. Number two, from the contact updates table, you can kind of look at it and see that they've sorted by last name and then by first name. It's kind of hard to tell in this example because there's no duplicates, but if there was a duplicate, let's say there's two people with the last name of Davison, if I sorted first by their last name and then by their first name, it would put the Davisons together and then it would sort based on their first name. So number two, select first name, last name. It doesn't matter what column order I list in my select. What matters is the order I list them in my order by. From contact updates, we haven't used that table yet. Order by last name, first name. So I run that real quick, and I see that it's in the same order as number two on the practice. So number three, this one is kind of deceiving because it kind of first appearance makes it look like maybe I went by invoice ID going descending because it was 14, 13, 12, 11. But if you look down, it jumps from 8 to 5, so that's obviously not the order that I did this output in. Maybe if you look over to the right on the invoice date, you can see the dates are in order sequentially from the newest to the oldest. Okay, but one thing to notice is on the ones that have a date of 3/24, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. I also, once I sorted by the date, then I also sorted by the invoice total in ascending order. So this is one of them where I get to do more than one column and they go different directions. So the three columns I want are the invoice ID, invoice total, and the invoice date. And I'm going from the invoices table. So the order by is first, because if I would have done the invoice total first, then the dates would have been all screwy. So I want to go invoice total, or I'm sorry, invoice date. Now the thing about dates is the way dates are stored in SQL, they're stored as a numeric value, how many seconds it has been since January 1st, 1900. So if you think about that, an older date will have a lesser value than a newer date because a newer date has had more seconds. So if I want the oldest date on top, I'm going to go descending. I'm sorry, if I want the newest date on top, which is what I have, and then I want to go in ascending order on the invoice total. So let's run this real quick. Oh, sorry, wrong button. Let's hit execute. So you can see I've got an order from newest to oldest, and then there's those three that I told you about, the 324s. Now I have them in 67, 503, 36, 8. So now I put, I've got all of them first in invoice date, and then where there are duplicates, like 324, then I have it in order by the invoice total. So that's how you do number 3. On number 4, it appears that I put it in order by account number. So what I want to do is look at the ones where I have some duplicate account numbers, and you can see, let's see, kind of looks like after, you can see there's 3 160s. Kind of looks like maybe this is an invoice line item description, but not, because it goes MQM. But if you look over the next column, I go 116, 936, 1083. So that one is in order first by the account number, and then by the invoice line item amount. And I apologize, you're probably going to hear my dogs here in a minute. So select invoice line item description, account number, invoice line item amount, from invoice line items, order by. Like I said, we only write order by once. Even if there's more than one column, we just put columns separated by commas. So I'm going to order by account number, ascending, and then invoice line item amount. So if I run this, I can see where those 3 160s that I was talking about, right here. First, so I'm in order by account number, and then where there are duplicates in those 160s, then I went in ascending order by the line item amount. So that's how you do number 4. Number 5. So this one, it looks like I have done a calculation on the number of days. I've used the date diff that we learned last chapter. So I sorted by first by that, and let's see if there's any duplicates. Okay, down here on the 40 days, then it looks like I also went after the number of days, then I went in order by the invoice total. So let's do, select invoice number, invoice total, invoice date, payment date, and then I'm going to go in and say date diff, the invoice date. Oh, sorry, I want to know the difference in days between the invoice date and the payment date. I'm going to call that as days from invoices. So let's make sure that part of it works first. Like I said, when you build your SQL queries, build them a little bit at a time. Make sure the select part works before you ever worry about the order by. Then if I say order by days, and then by invoice total. Oh, but see, I have my days in descending order, so I want the days to be in descending. And you can see this looks like the output. So the point I want to make here is that once I have an alias like this, sorting is one place I can use the alias name. There are going to be other places throughout the course where I tell you cannot use an alias name. But sorting is, because what happens behind the scene is it runs this select statement first, comes up with a subset of data, and then it sorts it. So by the time it gets to the sorting part, that days column actually exists in the subset of data, and then when I sort it, it can sort on it. So that is how to do the in-class or the practice, whichever you call it. If you have any questions, let me know. Thanks.